Silent John incremental, another silent instrumental, the nerd rap existential. People compare me to MC Christopher a lot, but the fact is I predicted with significance. I'm the oldest geek rapper by far, say K&R, compiling kernels, open bracket, cause I rack it. MIT nerds throw your laser pen in the air and wave it all around like you had no repercussions. Now follow instructions, Professor. Why these discussions consist of nothing but incoherent rambling and babbling, but you just still take notes cause you never know what's happening. I'll drop a little nugget, a tidbit if you will. There were 4 United States presidents named Bill.
Really?
If you run out of hit points, the game will shout.
Your life force is running out.
If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life, yeah. Let me start again, put it on like a cardigan, swinging like my name was Mad Mardigan, which reminds me, Warwick Davis was Willow and a knee walk, Leonard Nimoy was Galvatron and Spock. That ain't typecast, I don't know what it. Talk about predestiny, nobody gets the best of me. I've only played one role my whole lifetime, the nerd lifeline, stream through a wicked pipeline, so no one can bite mine, cause mine is original and I write rhymes to burn on a CD, play in the mini B, soccer mom, yodel back, yodel at little me. I got a sidekick, I gotta stay connected, watch out for my D-com or you'll get infected. And you don't wanna be one of my bots, cause I see it all like Sauron the Cyclops, and I won't hesitate to drop your whole net block if you're acting up and you're dumber than a pet rock. I'm about this nerd life, as you can see, spreading like a virus on MP3. On MP3. STC. Shoutouts to Vic, Agnostic One, up with fucking Silent John. Yeah. Nerd Life, graphing calculator, HP48G. The G is for gangster. Digital shit, yeah. You know how we do.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, and I am joined by my man, the Scottish Highland warrior himself, Finbar Saunders. What's up, Finbar?
How you doing, Tony? Yeah, I finally got a name now. Cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
We got a lot of things to go over, but you said you wanted some time at the beginning to go over some stuff.
Yeah.
You got some things you want to get off your chest. Some people have been giving you problems.
I have, Tony. If you could,
give me the spotlight.
Yeah, give me a wide shot, please, Tony.
There you go. The floor is yours.
We're going to have to. So we're going to have, before we kick off, I'm going to have to do a bit of a reach back to Drama Friday for a second, if you don't mind. Now, I have to admit, I was doped up out of my mind on morphine last night, so I was a bit more mellow than I should have been throughout the stream. And since I was out of my head, I hadn't been paying attention to what was going on around Twitter and YouTube, so I missed the chance to get into this last night. But after I left the stream, somebody brought it to my attention that there's a certain individual out there, a certain motherfucker that's decided he wants to mention my name in one of his videos. A certain motherfucker with TV in his name. Well, I've got some fucking bad news for you, mate. You're not on fucking TV. You're on fucking YouTube. And you found Finbar fucking Saunders, pal. So, I wanted to keep a lid on this particular motherfucker. But after watching this video, he seems to have made it quite personal with me. And I'm sorry to say, Tony, and I'm sorry to all of you in the chat, but I can't let this shit pass without comment. I was away for a couple of weeks before. And I'm caught up now. And guess what? Tony has managed to get this fucking individual in question in the backstage area waiting, and in a second he's going to bring him in here, and I'm going to get the chance to pile on this motherfucker. So, without further ado, get your ass in here, Bomberly TV.
Hello, all right, dudes. It's actually Bob Streams Games now.
Oh, sorry, Bob. My mistake.
No worries.
Anyway, it's good to see you, Bob. I just wanted to say huge thank you to you, Bob, because you dedicated your Destiny 2 beginner's guide to me. And I must say it's been a huge help for me to getting into the game and getting my head around it. So many thanks to you for that. And
Nice.
I strongly encourage everybody out there who's not seen it yet. Check out Bob's guide if you're interested in getting into Destiny 2. While you're there, drop him a like, drop him a sub. And hopefully I'll see you all in the game, because it's been fun so far. It's been tough getting into it, but it's been fun.
Well, that's good. That's so sweet.
On with the show.
On with the show. Bob is also here. What's up, Bob?
Nothing much. How's it going? Having a pretty good weekend so far.
It's going good. It's going good. So, like I said, we got a lot of things to go over. We're going to be talking the VGA nominations, Yuji Naka going to jail. We got RE4 Remake having microtransactions, Andor episode 11. Of course, we got the fan polls, James Gunn shutting down all these supposed scoopers. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And before we get to it, though, we want to know, how has your week been, Mr. Finbar Saunders?
It's been okay. It's been. I had my daughter's birthday party today, and I'm wiped out. I was running around Laser Quest. It's hard. It's hard work. It's hard work running around Laser Quest shooting kids. Probably shouldn't really say that. That's going to get us demonetized, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Someone will
If
put
that's
that
taken
in
out of context.
My favorite kind of context.
Been up to anything else? I know you've been busy off and on.
Yeah. So I've been missing for a couple of weeks because it's been Remembrance. So we've been busy. So, it's always a sad time of the year, but it's necessary. We got to do it.
Were you there with us last night when we were talking to Ninja Kitty after the show?
I just said hello to Ninja Kitty before I dropped off. Like I said, I was out of my head.
You missed it. We saw him. He was full on cam. We got to see all 500 pounds of Ninja Kitty in glory.
Sorry, I missed that.
Missed it.
Howdy.
So, Bob, how's your week been?
Yeah, pretty boring, pretty normal. Haven't really done much of interest. Been doing a lot of planning and scheming and plotting.
Sleeping in, not coming to shows you're scheduled to be on.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, right?
Been doing a lot of that, haven't you, Bob?
Yeah. Well, I've been a bit,
innit?
It's been catching up. I've been taking an impromptu break kind of thing, because I've been feeling really burnt out the last couple of weeks. I'm feeling a lot better tonight.
I got a level with you, buddy. I'm starting to get there too.
Yeah.
Even though I work nights, sometimes doing this, it's still catching up with me when I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Anything interesting you got planned upcoming?
Nothing which is close to materialization. Lots of ideas and passion, but not much execution and follow through.
That's the story of your life, isn't it, Bob?
It is indeed.
Would your mom be proud of you, Bob? I hear Tommy Tallarico's mom is very proud of him.
No, I don't think my mom would be very proud of me at all.
What makes you think Tommy Tallarico's mum's proud of him? Is it because he mentions it every 5 fucking seconds?
Yeah. I think every time he says something, and his mom's very proud.
She only seems to be proud of him for one specific thing, though.
Strange. Oh, yeah, what's that?
I don't know, something to do with working on the most video games in the world. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's right. He's worked on the most video games in the world, despite Guinness unlisting that particular award. It's kind of strange.
Oh dear. Oof.
Yeah.
Anything else, Bob, that we should know before we move on?
Not really, except for H. Bromov's videos was very interesting, but a lot of it is not new to many of us in the Amico scene. We all know how much of a liar Tommy is, and it's just this guy's put it together in a very cogent and entertaining manner.
Yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
He got like 1 million views or something. Nah, no big deal.
Yeah.
I think it's the most viewed Amico video ever. The real marketing is finally starting, gentlemen.
It's what they wanted all along, isn't it?
Yeah. It's finally getting those big YouTubers to talk about the Amico.
Yeah, and maybe not in the way he wanted.
So, with that said, my week, gentlemen, because I know you're all dying to know how my week has been. It has been actually kind of shitty. This new work schedule is terrible. Oh my god! They want me to be in at 5:00. I haven't been to my job at 5:00 yet. The closest I come is 5:20. So eventually, one day, fingers crossed, I'll make it in at 5.
My heart bleeds for you, Tony.
Mine too. I run on Mexican time, so I'm always late. Then we got to stay half hour extra later, and then traffic. Like before, we would get out just like I would just miss traffic. But now, with that extra half hour, it's like boom, right into fucking traffic. So it's taking me, what should take me like 20, 30 minutes to get home is now taking me an hour, hour and a half some days. They're doing construction on all the streets that I go through.
Oof.
It's very, very, very frustrating. So I'm extra tired, extra cranky. I haven't really put out that many videos. The plan was to put out a whole bunch of videos, and really hasn't materialized. So dropping the ball there. I did appear on Max's stream a couple times, so got that going. I do got a review I'm working on some game that they gave me that I still haven't got around to because I'm just so tired. But we were able to book somebody to be on the show later this month. We don't have an exact date nailed down just yet, but we will be having at some point this individual here that I'm going to bring up. We're going to have Mint Salad has agreed to show up and participate in a Gabbing with Geeks. So that'll be great. We'll be able to talk to her. She's working on a new comic book or something. We'll get her perspective on reviewing movies and all the big famous YouTubers like Tony from Hack the Movies that she hangs out with. So look forward to that.
Nice.
Don't sleep in for that one. Don't sleep in for that one, Bob.
Yeah,
No.
don't sleep in. That's one you don't want to miss.
Definitely not with the videos I've seen.
Oh,
Sorry, she's not here. She's not watching.
But yeah, get it all out now, right, before she turns up. There's a lot of...
I've only seen one little video of hers, and it was hilarious. It was really humorous. She's obviously got a talent for comedy and knowing how to get attention.
just keep digging that hole, Bob. Keep digging that hole. Yeah, that is the intro. Also, apparently, Donald Trump has been reinstated on Twitter.
Yay.
Sweet.
So there's that. All right, who we got in the chat? We got Rabbit Dude, Sweet and Tender Hooligan, Puma Fist, my man Finbar Saunders, and of course StreamElements bot, who doesn't get paid anymore. They're working for free, kind of like the orchestra and Tommy Tallarico's VGL.
Ooh, deep cuts.
Rabbit Dude says, Tony, when looking at my Guinness World Book record, I didn't know I was looking at the wrong edition the whole time. It was the Gamers edition I had to look at. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Does she know about the Amico? No, sweet. She does not know about the Amico. I heard you got blocked online by Saggy Melon, sweet.
What did you do?
Bugging her about
What did
the
he do?
Amico, about the Tommy Tallarico video.
That's so Sweet ever talks about, though. Everybody should realise what he's going to ask them about.
Yeah.
I made the comparison that Sweet and Tender was like Bender is with beer, but Sweet and Tender needs a Miko news.
I mean, if you want a Miko news, here's the best place. If you want history, maybe H Bomber Guy.
Stop sending people to him, Bob.
I'm
Come
not.
on. He's had his time in the sun. Everybody needs to get back here now.
That was a little bit of subtle shade at H Bomber Guy.
Good.
We don't need no shade, no shade.
We don't even need we don't even need any publicity from him. Doesn't need our help.
Are you ready,
There's
Hannah?
millions.
All right. Leo Diaz told us that Telerico slang in Portuguese means a friend who will fuck a friend's girlfriend, wife, literally. Yeah, he said that before. I don't know if I believe that. Leo likes to say things, so I wouldn't necessarily believe Leo. With that said, I think we should go ahead and talk about Andor episode 11 while we got Finbar still in the house.
Awesome.
I take it you've
man.
watched it, right, Finbar?
Sure have. Bob.
Yeah.
Please tell
I
me.
just watched it as I
Good.
gave it as full of attention as I could.
I'm kind of glad that Blinded's not here because this was the worst fucking episode of Andor.
What?
Hands
Right.
down. Hands down. I did not like it at all.
What makes this one stand out so much compared to the rest?
Nothing. It was like we're going to spend 2 minutes with this character and then 2 minutes with that character and then 2 minutes. It was just all over the place. It was just jumbled. Nothing really happened. The story didn't really move along. It was the definition of a filler episode. Everything that episode could have been summed up in like 5 minutes. I would give it a 4 out of 10. That's being
Ooh.
generous.
You really are in a bad mood.
Bob, what do you think of the episode?
Yeah, it was probably the worst of the series so far. Thinking about it.
Why are you giving me shit when I said it was bad?
Well, because I'm always probably going to say it's bad. I mean, I don't see why it's.
You don't see why it's worse than any other episode?
Yeah, really. Well, that much.
There was no pew
Worse.
pew lasers.
There was that cool scene
What?
with the fucking choo with the
Guy-
spaceship
yeah,
with the
guy
shooting and the
fucking-
laser wings and.
The guy fucking tore apart a homing a tracking beam and then lasered up some TIE fighters, man. Come on.
Yeah, that was a sick move.
That was pretty decent.
That was sick. But yeah, no, not much story progression. I mean, they found a ship with some people and escaped the planet. And then what else happened? The mum's still dead. Andor found out. And yeah, not much else happened as far as I remember. I think we found out a little bit more about the daughter. The daughter's more wrapped up in this whole shebang. Mothma, whatever her name is, her daughter, who's might be getting married to some gangster dude or something. So she's a bit like, she's already fucked up. Let her get more fucked up with a fucked up husband. So yeah, Finbar.
Mon Mothma, whatever her name is, this is what we're dealing with here. Tony and Bob are both wrong. And here's why. This is like a game of chess, right? This thing has been building up and all the pieces are getting set up for what is going to be the big finale here. I think this next episode is going to be about an hour. And it's going to be fucking balls to the wall action. Everybody's making their way back to Ferrix now for this next episode. Everybody's going to meet up. And it's going to be a big fucking fight. You're going to have Saw Gerrera there. You're going to have Luthen.
I don't think Saul's going to be on Ferrix.
But Saul will be in the episode, is what I'm saying. He'll be there in amongst the final episode, and it's going to be great. This one was good. I like the that scene that Bob was talking about, the one he referred to before, where Luthen took out the. I don't know what kind of class of ship that is. We've not seen that one very much. The one where it's like a smaller Star Destroyer with a dish in front. With the way when they boosted the tracking beam and then he let those the debris go that ripped the dish apart, I thought that was fucking awesome. Awesome scene. I gave it
Yeah.
8 out of 10. It wasn't the worst episode. I can't believe that you're putting this one behind the one where they were sitting about talking about the raid that they were about to do. And you guys watched that in real time. You didn't binge it like I did. You didn't go straight through it and then on to another episode. You watched that and waited a week to the next one. So I don't know how you could put this one behind that one.
Which raid?
The one, you know, before they raided the bank on the
Yeah.
Scottish the Scottish Highlands. There was an episode before that preceded that where they were just sitting about talking about it. That was pretty boring. But you guys watched that episode and waited a week. I watched that and moved straight on to the next one.
But that episode had setup. Like you were like, okay, this is.
That's what this has though as well. This is setting it up for a big finale. I'm willing to put my neck on the line here and say that if this next episode, and I know I've been bitten before by She-Hulk, so I'll choose my words wisely here, but I'm willing to say that if this next episode is as good as the series has been, and what happens is what I'm expecting is going to happen, this has been the best Star Wars I've seen since the original trilogy, and I include the Mandalorian and Rogue One. This has been that good.
Wow.
And I think really, if once it's finished, maybe sit down and go through it all again. I know it's going to take a bit of commitment, but I think it's worth a watch all over again. To be cool, I'm going to do it. I think you should too, Bob. Because I think you
might have to.
It. Yeah,
I might have to.
Okay, so we'll go over the theories that I've heard, but first, I guess we got to give the general overview of the episode. Get everybody on the same page, right?
Yeah.
So we find out that Marva, Andor's mother, is dead. And there's going to be a big funeral celebration or ceremony, however you want to call it, on Ferrix, the home world. And they kind of reach out to the ISB because they're like, hey, we want to have this thing, close down the fucking street, funeral procession, all 9 yards. And the dudes on the planet are like, we're going to tell them no because that's what we always do. We always tell these assholes no, but they always ask, right? But ISB's like, no. Let them do it. Because if you let them do it, and it's a big enough celebration, it's going to draw attention of all the rebels, and maybe Andor will show up to the celebration. Meanwhile, we find that Mon Mothma is kind of like, it's fucked. It was worse than she thought it was, the amount of money she owed and all that, and she's going to let her daughter go ahead and be married off to the gangster's son. And like Bob was saying, the daughter is kind of wrapped up in the whole Chandrillian culture and like the history and how they used to do things in the old ways. So the mom and the cousin are kind of freaked out by it because they're like, it's kind of weird, she's going backwards and not going forward. She's not being progressive enough. She's an evil woman. We only like progressive women, not those traditionalists. Which I guess was like low-key shade on Republican women. I see you, Disney. I see you. Fucking think I'm not paying attention? I see you. So then we find out that Cyril, he gets a phone call in the middle of the night from the fat dude that was in his little like
squad.
Yeah, his little squad, his little what the fuck they call those guys? Little fucking
stormtroopers.
No, they weren't stormtroopers. They were the officers.
No, yeah, they're officers.
The
Can I just
corporal.
pause you there, Tony? Bob.
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah.
Did you watch EastEnders?
No, hell no.
All right, that guy, the fat guy, he was in EastEnders. I tried to work out where he was from, the fat Scottish one.
All right.
He was in EastEnders. Tony won't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Neither will half these people in the chat.
I've heard of the show.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
So the fat dude's like, hey, Andor's mom is dead. I got a guy who works with another guy who heard Andor's mom is dead. And while he's trying to get the info to Cyril, Cyril's mom's in the back, like fucking with the communication, like try to like fuck it up because she doesn't want her son to like take off or whatever. So we get that. Then the big part of the episode, the big like actiony part is Luthen goes to Saul Guerrero and he's like, hey, I just want to let you know that Krieger is going into a fucking trap. They know about Spellhouse. They're going to go there. They're going to fucking obliterate Krieger's whole squad. But Saw's like, what are you talking about? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fucking back him up. You know, you came to me, said, hey, back him up, and now I'm here. I'm here to back him up. And Luthen's like, no. You go back him up, you're going to fucking die too. Most likely. And if we save him, they're going to know that we know. Right?
Yeah.
So he's like, what I want you to do is not go. Don't back up Krieger. Let Krieger get fed to the ISB. Let them think that they're ahead of the game, that they're in charge, and that we're, behind the 8 ball. And Saw's like that? Like that? You're just going to fucking send them out there to die? He's like, what if it was me? He's like, well, you Saw, you got dirt on me. You know me. You've seen me. Krieger, he don't know who I am really, right? And then Saw gets all paranoid. He's like, oh, you got eyes everywhere. You got guys. And he's like accusing people of being his inside man. And Luthen's like, yeah, it's that dude right there. That dude's the inside man. And dude's like, no, it's not. It's not me. What are you talking about? So finally Saw is just like, okay, I understand. I understand what you're saying. We're going to let fucking Krieger's men die. For the good of the, good of the rebellion. What do they say?
For the greater good, I think he says.
Yeah, the greater good. Right, we're doing it for the greater good. And then Luthen takes off, and he gets stopped by the space police. Space police are like, beep, beep, beep. License and registration, please. I'm surprised they didn't have a guy float out and like knock on the window. License, registration. So they're like, who are you? Identify yourself. And he does a little thing with the computer, and it gets him an ID code. He's like, hey, I'm this guy. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're running it, and they're like, well, we need some practice. We haven't boarded a ship in a while. We're just gonna board this ship, toss it around and go through procedures so everybody knows how to do it. So Luthen's kind of like, fuck, these guys ain't letting me go, right? So they got a tractor beam on the ship, and he's got the computer telling him when the tractor beam gets more powerful, because then he lets off a bunch of chaff that just go flying into the fucking tractor beam at high speed and just fucking destroy it. He takes off. They let out the fucking TIE fighters. They're going after him. Suddenly, fucking guns pop out. Because they're like, oh, he got no guns. He's got no fucking defenses. He's just a little fucking junk-ass ship. No, fucking guns pop out. He's shooting people. Then 2 fucking lightsabers come out of his ship. He does like a barrel roll and fucking blows up some ships and flies away. Then, of course, we got Cassian and Melshi. They've escaped. They're hanging on a wall. They're like trying to avoid all the fucking airships flying around looking for the fucking escapees. Eventually, they happen upon 2 fishermen who are looking to fish. They're like aliens, fishermen. And they're like, hey, there's a ship there. We could run over there, get into the ship, boom, and take it. And he's like, well, you sure? And Melshi's like, dude, those are like slow aliens. Like, we're fast aliens. Those are slow aliens. We can outrun them. There's no way they're going to make it. Which is weird because I don't know how he came to this conclusion, but he's like, they're never going to catch up to us. And he's like, well, maybe there's someone on the ship. He's like, fuck it. We need to take the chance. So they run out there. And apparently the aliens put 2 little nets by the ship because they weren't fishing for fish. They were fishing for people. They knew that they had escaped. And it was like 1,000 credits per escapee.
Right.
But Andor convinces them, hey, we're not the ones who fucked up the planet, right? We didn't build the prison, and we didn't screw up the water system and get all the fish killed. That was the Empire. Fuck the Empire. And they're like, yeah, fuck the Empire. Let's give you a ride to wherever the hell you want to go. Which, again, is kind of weird. They're just like, hey, we were going to turn you in for money, but fuck it. Fuck the Empire. They drop him off on that one planet that he got arrested on.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami. Space Miami. And he gets his little box that he left in the hotel room with the money and the gun and everything. And that's when he calls home and he finds out, hey, your mom's dead. Because he was going to come home to visit anyway, which is stupid that the guy tells him that, right? When he just like, well, okay, you're coming anyway? Just you'll find out when you get here, right? No. He tells him beforehand, your mom's dead. And we find out that the mom's ashes are going to be turned into a brick. and she will be another brick in the wall in that city. And that's really it. That's all that happened. Now, I've seen some theories floating online that says that Luthen might be a Jedi. Because
Right.
when he shows up to Saw Gerrera's place, they take something off of him, and it looks like almost like a lightsaber handle of some sort. Because they don't open it, and they don't like do anything with it. And he's like, "Well, give it back to me," or something. Right? He's like, either kill me or give me back my fucking thing. But they don't actually say what it is. He's just like, give me that back. And then the whole like double lightsaber like fucking ship thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've not seen. Have we seen lasers deployed like that in any other fashion in Star Wars?
He's like Space Batman, and that was like a space Batmobile.
Yeah, it pretty much was. He's probably my favorite character in the whole show. I know it's
He's
the
awesome,
Andor
yeah.
show, but it's like Luthen, best character.
If he does turn out to be a fallen Jedi, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's going to be a gray Jedi.
Yeah.
That's going to be my bet. So, yeah, like I said, that was the best part of the show. Everything else kind of fell flat to me. It was just a lot of exposition, sitting around talking. I don't know. But Finbar says it was great. So
It's all been great up till now. I just think you have to accept a bit of setup for what we presume will be balls to the wall action finale. I'm looking forward to next week. Can't wait for it.
Well, I was looking forward. I thought that, like I said last week, I said, "Oh, they're setting up the big battle on Spellhouse, with Krieger's men, and then they're gonna go in there and fucking what?" But no, they're like, "Hey, you know that thing you expected? We're not going there."
But
Instead,
do you not think it will be a extended runtime though for the next episode? Do you think maybe we're going to get over an hour?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a small, low key. It's going to end on a cliffhanger. It's not going to be a big battle. It's going to be
I'm sure it'll be a cliffhanger, but I'm hoping it'll be quite a spectacle. There's been some good action in this series, and the cinematography's been excellent compared to the other Disney Plus shows.
Cinematography is great.
It's beautiful.
Music is on point. All the effects are pretty good. I think maybe what we're going to see is we're going to see Andor on Ferrix, maybe get captured, and then we're going to get that iconic phew, lightsaber sound, and Luthen's going to walk out and like, don't worry, I got this. Cut down a whole bunch of fucking stormtroopers, free Andor, and they're off.
Off to the rebellion.
Yeah. What do you think, Bob? How do you think it's going to end next week?
Boringly.
It's not going to end boringly, Bob. Come on.
I mean, they do a parallel thing. They do both stories. They show the funeral. They show the hideout thing. They build it all up, and it's going to be like a synchronized ending where all these people die. Loads of people are going to die, and Andor's going to escape and be like, for the rebels.
Well, the one guy, the Scottish guy that he escaped with won't die. He shows back up again in Rogue One. He's one of the characters in Rogue One.
Okay, so
I like I like some of that. I hope they pepper in a few more characters that were around him when he was in the. Was he on Yavin 4 at the start of it?
I think so.
Rogue One, yeah. I hope they pepper a few more characters in that were around him when he was there.
Yeah.
I just want to see them get like recruit Porkins and all those guys. In the run up to Rogue One.
All right.
I want to see them get all the X-wing pilots, all the ones that got fucking blown to bits when they were doing the Death Star raid.
Yeah.
The only thing I could see happening, maybe unexpected, is that Saw Gerrera says "fuck it," and he sends people over to fucking help Krieger.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think we're not going to see that. I think maybe we'll see an aftermath or like a funeral, like there'll be a double funeral. Like they're preparing for the funeral for Krieger's guys to honor them for their sacrifice. But I'm not hopeful. I was hopeful. These shows get me like, well, yeah, I fucking hyped it. Yeah, it's like a fucking roller coaster. I don't like it. I want to be hyped the whole way. The whole way.
I wasn't hyped at all for this, and I think that's why I've enjoyed it so much. There's no cameos. Like when I was watching Obi-Wan, I was expecting cameos left, right, and centre. But when I was watching this, I wasn't expecting much, and that's why I've really liked it because it's just its own thing. It's not trying to reach back into anything else that's happened before. Really, it's got its core characters that need to be there. Like you need your Mon Mothmas there. You're going to eventually need to get what's his name? Leia's adopted dad, Bail Organa. He's going to have to turn up. You're going to have some characters cameo, but it's not going to be cameos. It's going to be important to the story. Saw was important. He needed to be there, and he's going to have to be there in the next series as well.
Yeah, I think there's just too much focus on other characters. It's supposed to be the Andor show, not
that's
Andor
why,
and Friends.
But Tony, that's why it would have been boring if it was just about a guy that you knew was going to get blown away on a planet before episode 4. It had to be about the rebellion starting up.
Well, yeah, you could have had it about the rebellion starting up and him working his way through. But it's like there's so much focus on the Cyril character, the little corporal guy. I'm not not really interested in that. There's a lot of buildup on Mon Mothma. Not really interested. Like you could that could be just exposition later. You don't really need all that. I was never like, oh my god, how does Mon Mothma's daughter end up married to some space gangster? That was never.
But the reason for that is because she's trying to plug the hole in the finances before the Empire find out about her.
Yeah, but we never knew there was a hole in the finances. What I'm saying is that character was never like someone that, like, I need to know their backstory. I need to know the backstory on Mon Mothma and Saw Gerrera and all this other shit. It just seems like they're doing too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were going to do it over 5 seasons, so they had plenty of time for it. Maybe it will be a lot more condensed now. It will have to be now that it's only going to be 2 seasons. I'm enjoying it, though. I think it's good. I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
We'll see.
I think you're just accepting the shit Disney shovels to you.
Well, no, because I absolutely hated Obi-Wan, so...
That's true.
And I was hyped for that, Bob. Really hyped for it.
Never be hyped for anything in our age in Finbar.
Well, yeah. Except for Gabbing with Geeks on a Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. Except for this.
That.
All right, that's enough Star Wars for this week. Now we got to talk about something serious. Tommy Yumiko says there need more frogs in theme parks. I agree. Frogs should be everywhere. You should have a whole theme park built just on frogs. Bob, are you excited about the VGAs?
Yes, I am. Sorry, that sounded fucking forced.
Finbar, are you excited for the Video Game Awards this year?
I'm not even a real gamer. So, yeah, sure, why not? I can't wait.
I can't wait either. What's up, Adam Wilson? So the VGA nominations have been released. We're going to go over them, give our thoughts, our opinions. Obviously, because we're not real gamers, we probably have no idea who half of these people are. Half of the games are. We're not. We're just terrible. So let me go ahead and get the article up here. So with that, here's the full list of the nominees for the Game Awards 2022. This comes from gamersubculture.com. And Game of the Year: Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Thoughts?
I hope Elden Ring wins it just for Gary. He's a big fan, isn't he?
Huge fan. Gary loves his Elden Ring.
Yeah, I haven't beaten God of War Ragnarok yet, but I don't know if I'd call it my game of the year out of this selection, or at all. Elden Ring's got my big vote. Maybe Horizon Forbidden West I'd like to see win. I don't want to see Stray win. Stray was a 4-hour fucking cat simulator.
This is the only
gimmick.
this is the only game I've played on that list is straight, and it sucked donkey balls.
Yeah,
So no.
it was good in a lot of aspects, but in a lot of aspects it was also terrible and a waste of 4 hours. Good thing I didn't pay for it. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it's good, but no. Plague Tale Requiem looks boring as fuck.
Yeah, I haven't played Plague Tale, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, or Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm not a real gamer, I guess. Elden Ring is good. Out of this list, I would say Elden Ring should win. God of War Ragnarok, no matter how good it is, I think it's really hard to call it Game of the Year when it just barely came out. Right?
Yeah.
I think like there's got to be like some sort of cutoff. Like if the nominations come out in November, then like you got to fucking say, all right, nothing before November or nothing after November can be considered Game of the Year. That'll be for next year, right? Because it's barely been out. People barely played it. The Elden Ring has been out since February. People played it. The hype built up. The hype went down. It's kind of leveled off to where, the levels of gameplay are going to be at. Whereas God of War Ragnarok is still in the hype phase. We're still in the honeymoon phase of that game. Right? People ain't really looking back and going, man, was it that good? Was it just hyped?
I'm already starting to think that. But I've got to make an assessment really quick.
Yeah. Plague Tale Requiem? Nah. The first Plague Tale game, I know people were shitting on it. Like, people that were shitting on it suddenly were like not shitting on it when the second one came on. It's one of those weird things. But it looked boring, slow. Bob saying Horizon Game of the Year is hilarious. That game sucks ass.
No, it doesn't. If you was in the conversation, I'd argue with you.
How far did I get in Elden Ring? I only got about 20 hours in. I've been playing other things. It's like I said, I like it, but there's just so much to do in it. It's like, am I going to dedicate all my time to playing Elden Ring, or am I going to play all the other 400 games that I have in my fucking backlog?
Yeah, Elden Ring is like a Souls game, obviously, but it's a game which requires pretty dedicated focus and commitment.
Horizon Forbidden West is the same game with minor improvements and crap stories. Oof. And they made her uglier. So there's always that.
Jeez.
They did. That was the big controversy about the game, that they made her uglier from the first game. And you can see her nipples. Remember, we talked about it. Like they actually like made her nipples in the game. Like if you clipped it, you could like clip the outfit and see her titties.
All right, I didn't know that.
We talked about it on the show, Bob.
That makes it Game of the Year automatically.
Yeah. So yeah, Elden Ring should win, in my opinion. All right, best game direction: Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, and Stray.
I love how these are all basically the same games, just ordered in a different configuration.
I've never heard of Immortality. Anyone heard of that game?
No. Bob?
No.
You're the real gamer.
No, I'm just looking it up now. It came out in August.
It's an interactive film video game.
Boring.
The developer is intriguing. Half mermaid. That's what you were talking about the other week, Tony. You'd like a mermaid that was flipped. Fish on top. It's not your company, is it?
No, it's not my company. So,
Blindy says Immortality sucks as well. Have you got time for this, Blindy? Can you jump on for this? Because you're knowledgeable. Or have you got no time?
Yeah, you know better than we do. Yeah, so if I haven't heard of it, it probably sucks. So I'm guessing best game direction. This is a weird one, right? Like, because I know what a movie director does, right? But what is it like? Is the
It's
game
hard to
director?
it's hard to quantify what this is, isn't it?
Yeah, what does it even mean? Best game direction.
Does he sit there and like, no, don't animate like that. Animate it like this. I want to see bigger smile.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird.
I mean, I don't even think this is saying the best game producer or best studio head. I don't know what category is even trying to be. Best game direction. What direction the game takes the industry?
I guess we'll go with God of War Ragnarok is my pick. They got to win something.
Yeah.
All right. So best narrative. Plague
I would have
Tale
thought,
Requiem,
I'd have thought God of War would get this one.
Yeah.
Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and Immortality is the same fucking games. Elden Ring, I think has a really good narrative, but it's so scattered, right? It's not in your face narrative. Like you got to search for the fucking narrative. God of War Ragnarok, it's kind of predictable from what I've seen. I mean, if you know anything about Norse mythology, you kind of know what's going on before the characters do.
Yes, there's lots of twists on the Norse mythology, so it's a bit like weird things are happening and happening out of order with different characters and shit. But also, I mean, if they're talking about just the story and the way if they're talking about the story and the way it's delivered and the side characters deliver story, it's not the best.
Oh, Blinded said he fucked his voice. Way too painful to talk. I told you, relax the throat. Relax the throat when you do that. Tubuku. He says Horizon has dog shit story, mind blowing that people picked it.
Fuck me, dude. Bad take. Come on, man. Why are you hating on Horizon Forbidden West so hard? It actually had an interesting story, which went completely off the walls about halfway through.
That's probably why when it went completely off the walls.
In a good way, it expanded like the game and the world and the universe. The combat was super fun. The enemies were super fun. All the ideas brought up in the first game was expanded on and developed further.
One of the worst stories for a PlayStation game.
I'm stunned.
So what do you think? Best narrative? What are you guys thinking?
It's got to be God of War, I think. Don't know.
No, I'm going to be disruptive and go Horizon Forbidden West.
Well, is it one of the two of them? I think, but I can't see Stray getting it. I can't see Elden Ring really getting
Oh,
it.
Stray's not in this one.
Oh, sorry. What were we on
Plague
narrative?
Tale.
Plague Tale. I don't know anything about that. So
It's about the rats.
Yeah.
there's always a game. There's always one game that kind of sweeps up. So
I think God of War is going to take this.
God of War will sweep up. I think, even though it's just brand new, I think it will still sweep up.
All right,
it's quite prominent in everybody's mind at the minute. So
yeah. What we got? Best art direction. Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, and Stray. I think for this one, I think Scorn should take it. I think it has the best art. It's the most striking visuals as far as like weird shit going on in Scorn. What do you guys think?
Bob was saying it was fucking with his head when he was playing it.
If it's for best art direction, I'd say God of War Ragnarok. If it was going for unique art direction, I'd say Scorn. But I mean, if Scorn was consistent with its art and its themes, but God of War is just stunningly beautiful. And I haven't seen all of the game, but I'm more impressed with the art in God of War.
What do you think, Finbar?
I've only really seen. I saw Bob play a bit of Scorn. It's too fucking dark and muggy. I don't like it. You saying Horizon, Bob? Yeah.
For best art direction,
God of War.
Ragnarok. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I go with one of them too. Elden Ring is also a bit dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Stray's yeah, Stray's a bit fucking shitty. I think Stray's a bit shitty all round, to be honest.
Blinded said Scorn should win this. It's the only thing that's good in that game. Do sports game ever win game of the year? No. No, they don't. All right. Best score and music. Oliver Oliver D from A Plague Tale. Suka Saito from Elden Ring. Bear McCreary from God of War. Two Feathers, Metal Hellslinger. And Yosunori Mitsuda for Xenoblade Chronicles. This one, I think Xenoblade Chronicles is going to take. RPGs always have fantastic fucking music, especially the JRPGs. So hands down. What do you think, Finbar?
I haven't heard any of these soundtracks, to be quite honest, so toss a coin. I don't know. Draw lots, sorry, not toss a coin. It's too many of them.
I mean, you could just keep tossing coins, right?
You could do, yeah. Elimination.
Yeah, I'll go with Elden Ring.
Have you heard all of the soundtracks, Bob? All these
Not
games?
all of them. I've heard bits of Plague Tale and Metal Hellsinger and bits of Xenoblade. But yeah.
Yeah, JRPG soundtracks are always quite epic and sweeping, so
Yeah.
maybe Xenoblade gets that one.
Well, he was on the Chrono Trigger soundtrack, Yatsunori. So right there, the guy knows his music. Wonder if he won any awards.
Probably won one for Chrono Trigger. One or two. If there were awards going at the time.
No, there was no awards really going at the time.
Well, there should have been.
Yeah. Stray should have been nominated for score and music. Epic fail. Ooh. What's your favorite soundtrack, Bob?
Game soundtrack.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking. What game or movie soundtrack?
Well, give us both.
Shit, that's putting me on the spot. Um,
Mine is easy, and I'm going to upset probably all of you, and I think John as well. My favourite soundtrack is for a game is Sonic CD. Both. I've got the double. You know, the Japanese and the US soundtrack, because they're both different. And my favourite movie soundtrack's Akira. Bob would agree with me on that one, wouldn't you, Bob?
yeah, give me an
Akira's
easy
awesome,
out. Akira, definitely. For
It's so
video
fucking,
games,
it's so fucking unique, man.
video games, I've got to give it to Halo, just because of that theme song and how impactful it was. The music in that game was really impactful to me, and it was so epic. Or Doom Eternal, or Doom soundtrack is the best. The new one, 2016.
And what about movie?
Movie. Shit. I don't know. Like, are we talking? Because there's different types of movie soundtracks.
Just
I
say
literally,
Footloose. Just say Footloose.
Footloose.
All right. We're on to Best Audio Design. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, and Horizon Forbidden West. I'm guessing this is for like the sound effects and stuff, not so much the music.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably going to go with Call of Duty on this one. But again, this like just barely came out, right? It's like people haven't really had time to like sit with it and hear it.
I haven't played Gran Turismo 7, but is there really that many audio things in it that it's worth including?
Probably a lot.
Just the fucking car engine, really, isn't it? And crashing
Well,
sounds.
you say that, but all the car engines might sound different depending on how they're.
The brakes, the turns.
Yeah. I have no idea on this one. Yeah, Call of Duty probably.
Yeah, I give it to Call of Duty as well. I think it triggers emotions in me.
All right, best performance. I'm guessing this is voice performance.
Yeah, it'd have to be. Unless this is mocap.
Yeah. Well, Immortality's on the list, and that was like a live action thing. No. So we got Ashley Birch for Horizon Forbidden West, Charlotte McBurney for A Plague Tale Requiem, Christopher Judge, God of War Ragnarok, Man Gage for Immortality, and Sonny Suljic, God of War Ragnarok. What are we thinking?
The only one whose voice really sticks out to me is Christopher Judge's. I think
Yeah,
you get it.
that's what I was going to go with. Again, iconic. These other ones,
They're all filler, aren't they?
yeah. What do you think, Bob?
Well, I have to go with my boy from back in the day, Christopher Judge, and not just because he's God of War now, but because he was Tilk in Stargate SG-1 originally.
All right, games for impact. I don't know what that means. I think these are the ones that like help out the world or something. A Memoir Blue, As Dusk Falls, Citizen Sleeper, Endings, Endling, Extinction is Forever, Hindsight, and I Was a Teenage Exocolonist.
Right.
I've never heard of a single one of these fucking games.
I think I've heard of one. So can we just skip this one? Because I don't have any strong thoughts on this. I don't see is there a point in predicting what
Yeah.
game's going to win this award if we don't know anything about any of the games?
Which one did you think you heard of?
As Dusk Falls.
That's the one that's going to win because Bob heard of it. Have you heard of any of these, Finbar?
No, I thought the bottom one said I was a teenage exorcist when it came out because I can't see the screen. So I'll give it to that one. I don't even know what an ex-colonist is.
Exocolonist? No idea.
Exocolonist. The fuck is that? So these are all, social.
Socially aware. What's my favorite movie and game soundtrack? My favorite game soundtrack has got to be either Chrono Trigger or Lunar, the Silver Star Story, because that opening theme song in Lunar, the English version, oh my god, so hyped to play the game. So I heard that. I would just listen to that song sometimes because that song was so good. As far as movies go, that's a hard one because there's a lot of soundtracks that are just like old songs or something, right? Like, so it's like all pop songs or pop hits. You're like, yeah, this got a good soundtrack because it's all fucking songs I listen to anyway. But if it's something like original music, I wouldn't even know.
Shit, I had the answer for that question all along.
What's that, Bob?
The best movie album, my favorite, it's got to be The Lorax with Taylor Swift.
Hell yeah. How bad can I be? Love that song.
How bad can I be?
You're going to get his copy struck.
Karaoke thing. Yeah, with a voice like that, Bob. Yeah.
I love this one right here. Best ongoing game. They don't want to call it what it is, right? But best ongoing game: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, boo, Final Fantasy 14,
Fuck you.
Fortnite, or Genshin Impact.
If it doesn't go to Fortnite, something's gone wrong. Fortnite's got all the money.
No, not at all. Final Fantasy 14's had a huge resurgence in popularity and numbers.
But it's not most popular; it's best.
But Fortnite has made money. Serious.
It's not about most financial; it's about best.
Also, Fortnite is Fortnite's one of the very few games that you see that's it's crossed into mainstream people's vocabulary. People that don't play games, they know what it is.
I mean, at this time, at this period, for this moment.
Just say it, Bob. Destiny 2 is what you're going for.
No, I don't think it's going to win best ongoing game. I think it's probably going to go to Final Fantasy 14. I'd want Destiny 2 to win, but I think it's going to be Final Fantasy 14.
Well, if I had a vote, Genshin Impact. Fun game, good voice acting, good missions. You could play it in short bursts. You don't have to dedicate all fucking day to playing it.
Mm,
You don't have to pay any money.
you don't have to pay any money to play Final Fantasy 14 up to level
No.
60.
A lot of these games, right, they're free to play. You don't have to pay any money. All of these games, but some of them, you kind of do, right? It's like the game pretty much forces you into a situation where you're going to be left behind or you pay. Whereas Genshin Impact, you really don't.
Do you not have to pay for the base game of Final Fantasy 14?
No,
I did. I paid for it.
I think
Yeah.
it's free now.
Oh, they always do that to you, don't they? I know Destiny was, you had to pay for that at one point as well, and then they made it free to play, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, Bob, Taylor Swift.
Love Taylor Swift.
My
She's
favorite
great.
Taylor Swift one is Bad Blood. It's so terrible. I love it. It's fantastic. I love that song. I'm part of the Swiftie Nation. Best indie game: Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, or Tunic.
This is probably the one Stray gets.
No, no, fuck that. You
Tunic
saying?
is pretty.
I'm not saying
derivative.
it deserves it, I'm just saying it probably will get it.
Yeah, it probably will, but Cult of the Lamb deserves it.
I think Stray's going to get this one. I think
Yeah.
Cult of the Lamb is probably a better game. Tunic is pretty derivative. Sifu's okay. And Neon White is just crazy. So,
Cult of the Lamb's a bit crazy as well, though, isn't it?
no, but have you seen Neon White?
No.
It's just crazy. Cult of the Lamb should win. No Amico games. I don't know why.
Yeah, that is disappointing. Especially considering the machine was released 2 years ago.
It had a huge release considering it's the biggest thing in gaming ever. Neon White is like a rail shooter where you got to try to like finish the level as fast as possible, and you get cards and you fucking shoot things. Just like a whole bunch of everything thrown together.
Right. I've seen gameplay. I've seen some videos. I'm interested in it moderately.
All right, so best indie debut. Best debut indie. I don't see how you could have best indie and best, I guess. Neon White, Norco, Stray, Tunic, or Vampire Survivors.
What's the difference in this category and the previous?
I guess this is like the previous category is the best overall, and this is like the best debut indie, like from that studio, I guess.
Right.
It's like it might not be the best indie, but it's the best for a new
Debuted.
studio. Yeah, this, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't make sense of these things.
No. Stray, because I didn't vote for Stray in the last one.
Vampire Survivors is the one that Gen X Gamer was talking about.
All right.
But I think best debut indie is probably going to go to Tunic. Tunic is really good for what it is, and it's a smaller team, so I think that one should win it. All right, best community support: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, or No Man's Sky.
Again, is this best community support as in the community which supports the game, or is it best community support as in the best community, best support for the community?
Yeah, that one.
From the developer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
No
think
Man's
that's it.
Sky. I think No Man's Skies did a lot to turn around what that game started as. But Final Fantasy 14 did as well, I suppose. But I think No Man's Sky's it's had quite a lot of free updates in the time that since it's been released.
Yeah, I think No Man's Sky is going to win this, definitely.
Yeah. If that's the criteria, then yeah.
No Man's Sky is a Cinderella story.
Yeah. It's a pretty good game now.
All right, best mobile: Apex Legends Mobile, Diablo Immortal, Genshin Impact, Marvel Snap, or Tower of Fantasy.
Diablo will win this one.
Well, I was going to say it depends on your metric of what you mean by best. If you mean most money maker, the Diablo Immortal wins hands down.
People are liking it though, aren't they? People who are playing it.
I hear positive talk about the actual gameplay.
I mean, I had a crack at it, but it's not.
Marvel Snap is a pretty fun game, but this is one of those things where, like I said, it forces you to pay money. It's like you don't have to pay money, but if you want the premium cards, which are better cards than the normal cards, you got to pay money because it is a card collecting game. So there's certain cards that you just can't get if you don't get the premium pass.
The same sort of accusation could be levelled at Diablo for that, though. I remember they were trying to gear up somebody to max, and it was like fucking 10 grand or 100 grand or something like that. So
I think Genshin Impact should win this one.
yeah, Genshin Impact is basically the same game as it is on the console, isn't it?
Yeah.
The mobile.
It should win, yeah, just on that basis.
Ludo's delayed. He says best ongoing game for the last 10 years has been PlanetSide 2, totally free and awesome. Oops, I'm delayed. All right. Best VR/AR. After the Fall, Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss Book 2, or Red Matter 2. Bob, this is you. This is all you. You're the VR guy.
I thought it would be, but I have no idea. I think it could be between Among Us and Bone Lab. But it's probably going to go Among Us, to be honest. There's been so much hype around that and people wanting it, and it's out. Bone Lab's gonna if it's not Bone Lab, if it's not Among Us, it's probably going to be Bone Lab.
I think it's going to be Bone Lab because there's a lot of hype with the lore and the game behind the game.
Yeah.
Type shit. What do you think, Finbar?
I've not played any of them. I played the first Moss on PSVR, but I didn't even know Among Us had a VR game.
It only just came out.
How do you even do it in VR?
You're literally the character running around doing tasks and
Is it all
murdering
like
people.
Same drawing style though and everything? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
I heard Bone Lab was
That's quite cool. That would be quite cool.
Yeah.
I'll give it to that then. It's a popular game anyway. Among Us I can imagine it being in VR would be quite fun.
Best action game: Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This is Gary's. Gary would pick that one. Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Gary would go with his heart for that one.
Yeah. I think this has got to go to Bayonetta.
Yeah, go to Bayonetta. It will.
Yeah.
Call of Duty is again, like, yes, it's a good game, right? But it's not much different from the action in the last game, right? It's, still just basically a first-person shooter. It's not like it's really doing much. Bayonetta's, got all the different moves, all the different shit going on. So definitely Bayonetta. Best action/adventure: Plague Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, or Tunic.
It's probably another God of War or Horizon, one of them two for this one.
God of War, definitely going to be God of War.
God of War will be the one that sweeps up then.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, God of War for best action adventure, probably.
All right. Best role-playing game: Elden Ring, Live a Live, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, or Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This one is tough, I think.
Really? For me, it seems even easier. I feel it's unfair putting Elden Ring against these games.
Well, that's why I say it's tough, because Elden Ring is they should really section it off like action RPGs and like Japanese RPGs or strategy RPGs, because Triangle Strategy is more of a strategy game with RPG elements, right? It would be an SRPG. Live a Live is a classic RPG, but it's old. I don't even know how it's like. Yes, it just got re-released into the West. That game's like fucking old as shit, right?
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Yeah, Elden Ring's probably going to win, but I would think Triangle Strategy should win, in my opinion.
Yeah, because even calling Elden Ring a role-playing game, it's not traditionally what people would look for in a role-playing game.
It's like an action game with role-playing mechanics.
Yeah, exactly. I know
But
the
it's still
role-playing
win.
mechanics are deeply ingrained with the gameplay, but that doesn't necessarily make it a role-playing game. I
I
don't
think
know.
it'll still win this category though, Bob.
Yeah.
I mean, if they looked at it and said, "Oh, it's not really a role-playing game," they wouldn't have even put it on the list. The fact that it's on the list means that the rest of it's filler, and that's going to win it. I think.
Mm,
I'm surprised Pokemon Legends Arceus got nominated. You know it was going to get nominated. Nintendo paid that money. Sweet Nintendo's going to go take a shower. You guys want picks?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. All right, best fighting game: DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All Star Battle R, King of the Fighters. What was that 15? Multiverse and Sifu.
Sifu is like not even a fighting game, really. That's a conversation which has been going on. Multiverses, I don't want that to win. King of Fighters, 15. Not really. I want DNF Duel because it's Arc System and they're incredible, but I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is going to take it.
I think King of the Fighters is going to take it.
Yeah, give me King of the Fighters. Just for the my physics.
Yeah. All right,
If she
best
still has
family
that.
game. This is the Amico category. Best family.
It's for fucking families, man.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, Mario and Rabbids: Sparks of Hope, Nintendo Switch Sports. There you go, sports game. And Splatoon 3. I think Splatoon's going to win this one.
Yeah.
I'd like it to go to Kirby, but yeah, I think you might be right. I think Splatoon will win.
Kirby's good.
Kirby was charming.
Yeah, like Mario and Rabbids, I don't really think of that as a family game.
I think that's a bit too tough for
Yeah,
the whole family. I think.
Splatoon 3 definitely best sim / strategy game. Dune: Spice Wars. See Mario and Rabbids: Sparks of Hope. Total War: Warhammer 3. 2 Point Campus or Victoria 3. How is Triangle Strategy not on this fucking list?
Yeah. And why is Mario and Rabbids?
Because it is kind of a
What's a
strategy.
strategy game? Yeah.
Mm,
If it's going to win any, it should win this category.
Yeah, but I think Total War is going to win this one. Warhammer 3.
I hope so.
All right, best sports / racing game.
There you go. You literally got your best sports game here.
F1 22, FIFA 23, NBA 2K 23, Gran Turismo 7, or Ali Ali World.
Surely it has to
give
be
me FIFA.
FIFA 23.
Yeah, this is the last time it'll ever get an award. So
Yeah, it's going to be a token award.
Ooh, it's because they're Mexicans.
No, it's because FIFA wouldn't pay the license for EA wouldn't pay the license for FIFA.
Sifu is a beat 'em up, Bob. It's a fighting game. that sigh was like,
you're at the end of your tether, aren't you, Bob?
It is not a fighting game. It is an action beat 'em up. It's not.
I think what the problem is, a beat 'em up isn't literally a game where you fight. So it is literally a fighting game. But when we think of fighting games, we're talking one-on-one,
Yeah, we're talking
Street Fighter-esque type games, right? I would think like something like Streets of Rage would be in the beat 'em ups. Obviously, they can't. That's the problem. Like they can't have a category for every single genre of game, so they just throw shit together, right? In these bigger umbrella genres, like best action.
Yes.
I've always thought of beat 'em up as Streets of Rage, Ninja Turtles arcade, and then fighting game is Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, etc.
Like this is best sports / racing, but racing is a sport, right? Why do they have to have a slash? It should just be best sports.
Yeah, I just think it's a bit. Don't know. I agree with Maximilian, dude, when he says Sifu isn't a fighting game and shouldn't be in a category like this because, I mean, it might be a beat 'em up, but it hasn't even got one of the core fundamentals of what most people consider a fighting game is, and that's a 2-player mode. I'm not even saying versus, but versus would be a heavy way there.
All right, best multiplayer: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses, Overwatch 2, yeah, right, Splatoon 3, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
See, why isn't Fortnite on this?
Should be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between Call of Duty and Splatoon 3. Probably Call of Duty, though, realistically.
I think
Even,
Call of Duty has more people, though, right?
Yeah.
Even Final Fantasy 15 should be on this as well.
Yeah.
I think on this list because Call of Duty has the biggest, like, team mode, right? Because Overwatch is 5v5, Splatoon's I think what 3v3, but Call of Duty's handling like fucking tons of people all at once.
What was the Ninja Turtles game that the multiplayer was a pain in the ass? Was it the arcade compilation or this one?
Yeah, the Cowabunga
It was the
collection.
compilation.
Yeah.
Is the multiplayer on Shredder's Revenge good?
It's decent. Because they got local and mostly online.
Can you play 7-player local?
It's 6-player.
6-player. Can you play 6-player local? If you had 6
No,
controls.
I think you go up to 4 local because that's all the thing takes. I don't think you can connect 6 controllers to the PlayStation.
Switch.
Either one. Can you connect 6?
Can you do 6 on the Switch?
No, I don't think you can. I think you can only do 4.
I think all of them top out at 4.
That's bullshit. You remember old consoles could do about 8. Why have we
Ooh.
gone backwards?
Maximilian's take was biased, dumb take. Does Bob count Smash as a fighter?
Unfortunately, yes.
Because if he does, then Sifu is a fighting game. Boom! You got blinded.
How? How do you correlate a party fighter game with multiplayer to a single player beat 'em up?
Is Smash and Sifu the same sort of
No,
type of game?
they're
No.
dramatically different. One is a story-driven single-player game. The other is a party fighter game.
Blinded
Alright.
would be straining his voice even worse if he was in here with you, Bob.
Yes, he would. All right. Most anticipated: Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4, Starfield, or The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Starfield.
I think it's Zelda. It's got to be Zelda.
It's got to be Zelda,
Zelda.
surely.
Ever since the last Zelda came out, people have been anticipating the next Zelda.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. People have been waiting on Starfield for a long time, haven't they?
I think they've been waiting on Zelda longer, no?
Have they?
Pretty
Yeah, maybe.
sure. All right, content creator of the year. We're not on the list. I don't know why. Carl Jacobs, Ludwig, Nabillion, Nabru, or QT Cinderella. No idea who any of these people are except for Nabillion, and I don't consider him a content creator.
Yeah. But he's probably going to win it just because he left Twitter and they want
Because
to
he
make
cried, I don't want to be on Twitter.
Yeah.
You fighting Sifu. He's getting mad.
I'll give this one to Nobar U because his name's funny.
Best adaptation: Arcane League of Legends, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, The Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, or Uncharted. Uncharted
Ar-
shouldn't even be on that list.
Arcane will get it.
Uncharted was awful.
Arcane's been quite well received.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they'll probably
but
get it.
I don't know if it will. Cyberpunk Edge Runners like literally revived Cyberpunk 2077, the game, and then the Cuphead show had massive hype around it.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. Cuphead show was fun.
I just recently bought Cuphead, so I'm gonna be playing that soon. I'm gonna show Bob how to play, because I know Bob was struggling to play Cuphead.
I was struggling to play the DLC first.
Well,
boss.
I got the DLC too, Bob.
Okay, we'll start on the DLC boss and beat it quicker than me.
I will. Remember the last time we had this conversation about being?
I don't even think you can start on the DLC second boss, first boss. I think
You
have
gotta
to play through
you
the
gotta
full
live stream
game.
it, Tony. Live stream yourself doing it.
You're not going to beat the boss in under an hour.
Is that like? Does it take an hour to beat the boss, or are you saying that I'm gonna die so much that it's gonna take me an hour to beat it?
I'm just saying you're not going to beat the boss in an hour.
I just beat Xenoblade 3 today. It was fantastic. Yeah, Tommy Tellerico for creator. No VCS exclusives for Bob to vote on. But I'm saying, how long does it take when you beat the boss, the first boss, from start to finish? How long does it take?
How good of a run we talking?
We're talking about you. This is you win. This is a run where you win.
Okay, under 2 minutes.
So so literally just 2 minutes to beat the boss.
Yep, you can do pretty much any of the Cuphead bosses in under 2 minutes, probably.
So it's just about having the skill to avoid all the stuff and not die, is what you're saying.
And also chuck out enough damage to kill it. Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, don't die. Make them die, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And
The
it took you an
difference is-
hour to beat it?
I didn't even beat it. in an
You haven't
hour.
beat it yet?
No.
So that's the challenge. I have to beat the boss. Because
You
you
have to
haven't
beat-
even beat it yet.
You have to beat the DLC boss starting first.
Well, if I could start first. If not, I'll beat the game, then get to the DLC.
Nope, doesn't count. Because
If I can't play
if
just
you
the
play
DLC,
through the entire game and then the DLC, you've got the recent experience of playing through the entire game. If I'd had the entire game before playing the DLC, I wouldn't have been as hard as it was.
you still haven't beat it. So you've had all that time to play it, and you still haven't beat it.
Yeah, but I've put the controller down. I haven't picked it up. It's like, and I haven't learned that boss yet. You have to learn the boss and the patterns, and the patterns change.
Sounds like you're making excuses. All right. Best innovation in accessibility: As Dusk Falls, God of War Ragnarok, Return to Monkey Island, The Last of Us Part 1, or The Quarry.
Innovation and accessibility.
Yeah, making it easier for people with I don't want to say the word handicap because that's an ugly word now, but handicapped. Making it so handicapped people can play the game better. Differently abled people.
So a karma engine then.
Is this why fucking God of War Ragnarok has so much accessibility features in it to steal this award?
Probably. But like some of it might be for like people with like one arm or no arms, or people who can't see or can't hear well, or maybe they're missing fingers.
Yeah.
Well, God of War will clean up.
Yeah, God of War is going to take this. All right,
Best
esports.
sport / racing, God of War.
I got a point. Best esports game: Counter-Strike Global Offensive. That's still going. Dota 2, League of Legends, Rocket League, or Valorant. Counter-Strike should, because it's the GOAT.
It should, but I don't think it's going to win this year.
League of Legends is probably going to win.
League of Legends.
League of Legends, I
is
think,
where I'm
is probably.
drawn.
I think League of Legends has won this before.
Rocket League,
isn't it?
I mean, yeah. League of
Probably
Legends
somebody
is
else.
old hat though. It's old.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Blinded says The Last of Us will win the accessibility again.
Okay.
All right. Best esports athlete: Jong Chovi Jihoon, Lee Faker Song Hyuk, Finn Kerrigan Anderson, Alexander Simple Kostalev, or Jacob Ye Whitaker. I think Faker's going to win.
I'm going to go with Finn for obvious reasons.
What do you think, Bob? Do you even know any of these people?
No, but I'm going for Yay, Cloud9, Valorant because I don't want to vote for Team FaZe, CS:GO, or LoL.
You know what esports athletes need? Personalities. I want the bad boy of esports. They're like the fucking Dennis Rodman of esports, where he's like fucking flipping people off and like breaking cameras and like showing up to events with like models and like fucking like weird celebrities.
Yeah, they need a Conor McGregor.
Yeah, they got like there's nothing because they make them all be like nice. There's no trash talking in esports. We're gonna be nice. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna play the game. We're gonna shake each other's hand. We're gonna tell them good job. You did good. I beat you, but you did good. And we're not gonna rock the boat. I'm like, no, dude. I want to see people like fuck you. I'm winning, little bitch. That's gonna get me involved in the game, right? When fucking two boxers are at the press conference, they're not like nice to each other. They fucking talk trash. Sports teams talk trash.
You did. To be fair, you did used to get that in the PvP World of Warcraft. There used to be a lot. There used to be a lot of trash talking in that, but they've everybody's too nice now. They're all sponsored though now, aren't they? They can't really. They can't go too crazy, or they get the sponsor taken from them.
I was just watching Blind Metal Gamer play God of War. Awesome. Yep, that's how it should be. Smash Bros. Melee salty comments. Esports needs Kenny Powers. Yeah. They need something because I don't even know half of these people, right? If you don't watch esports, you don't know these people. I don't watch regular sports, and I could be like, yeah, I know who Conor McGregor is, and fucking I knew who Dennis Rodman were, and like the people that stand out, the cross. What do they call it? They cross into media.
Right.
All right, best esports team: Dark Zero Esports, FaZe Clan, Gen.G, LA Thieves, or Loud. No idea.
No idea. I'm not voting FaZe Clan.
I'll go for FaZe just because
Boo.
Bob don't like them.
Yeah, FaZe Clan because Bob don't like him. All right, best esports coach. A bunch of people we don't know. We're gonna skip that. Best esports event. We're gonna go ahead and skip that too. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all the awards.
Nice. Can I tackle Blinded Browse? Look up the definition of fighting game. I looked up the definition of fighting game, and the top results come at me with a fighting game, also known as a versus fighting game, is a genre of video game that involves combat between two or more players. Fighting games are a form of action game in which two on-screen characters engage in one-on-one combat.
I don't know.
Was that award not for beat 'em up, or was it for fighting game?
It was for
Fighting.
It just said fighting.
Oh, okay.
Well, there was no beat 'em up award. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Those are your VGA nominations. We'll obviously cover the video game awards when they take place. When that is, I don't know. Now, people were saying that RE4 was their most anticipated game. They were looking forward to it, but there might be a reason why they're not going to be looking forward to it. Do you know what that is, gentlemen?
Because of the fucking greedy bastards that Capcom are.
That's right. Resident Evil 4 Remake is going to have micro fucking transactions. What the fuck?
Well,
I don't even know how this is possible. How do you put microtransactions in a Resident Evil 4 game? Well, we're going to find out. This comes from Game Rant. Resident Evil 4 Remake will feature in-game purchases, possibly multiplayer. It's from Andrew Paul Heaton.
oh my god.
The remake of Resident Evil 4 will feature in-game purchases, which could mean the survival horror will also come with a multiplayer mode. Set to be one of the biggest releases of 2023, the reimagining of the iconic RE4 is something a lot of fans are anticipating. Given the success of the remakes of both the second and third installments in the series, there are high expectations for this upcoming release to make an impact on the genre. The original RE4 had been ported to numerous systems over the years. Launching in 2005, it began life as a GameCube exclusive before it was made available on PS2. Since then, there's been a successful Nintendo Wii version, as well as ports for Xbox One, PS4, and the PC. The game has even been made playable on Android and iOS. The game made quite the splash when it was first released, switching up the formula of the previous 3 entries and going on to influence horror gaming. As for the remake, Resident Evil 4 is not too far away now, and there's a possibility it may come with multiplayer. According to the Entertainment Software Rating Board, or ESRB, the title will have in-game purchases, particularly on PS4, PS5, and the Xbox Series family of consoles. No further details are given as to what exactly these purchases will be. However, seeing as RE3 Remake also came with a similar feature, which incidentally also has multiplayer in the guise of Resident Evil Resistance, it could mean RE4 will get multiplayer as well. However, this hasn't been confirmed, and the fucking ad just moved my page. This hasn't been confirmed, so it's best to take the information with a grain of salt. Fans are already excited about the game, and if multiplayer is a part of it, that's just one more thing for players to look forward to. However, it's not all smiles, as it was recently discovered that Resident Evil 4 Remake will use Denuvo, the controversial DRM software. Gamers have already voiced concern about other games having the anti-piracy tag built in, with titles like Deathloop being review bombed after it was noted that DRM was causing stuttering in the PC version. Out of all Capcom's releases in its flagship horror franchise, many consider Resident Evil 4 the best of the bunch. You guys agree with that?
Yes. Yeah, to a degree, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Resident Evil.
It was the most.
Resident Evil 2 was my favourite, I think. And I don't mean the remake, I mean the original.
While some fans think the series went a bit downhill after that, with the 5th and 6th installments leaning heavily towards action, subsequent releases have brought RE back on track, and the remake has helped breathe new life into the classic game. So they're thinking multiplayer mode, huh?
The microtransaction side of it, I'm not surprised about it, and therefore I'm not bothered about it, as long as it's just cosmetic stuff. If there's any, I mean, it's got to be costumes and stuff, isn't it?
Probably. They need to stop with the damn microtransactions already.
They're not going to stop, Tony. At the end of the day, you have to kind of get used to it and move on, because it's here to stay. But as long as if it's cosmetic and it's nothing to do with the mechanics of the game or anything, or if the game can't be completed because of a paywall, I'm not bothered about it. But eventually, it's going to get silly.
Yeah, but I don't know. Back in the day, we used to get costumes. We used to get costumes free. They were unlockables. You played the game. You unlocked the costumes. You unlocked the different features. Now it's like, hey, we're just going to sell you all that. Maybe I'm just grumpy today. I don't know. What do you think, Bob? You excited about RE4 and all the microtransactions?
Not the microtransactions part. No, not at all. Like, it's just a slippery slope, man. And I don't trust Capcom to implement it to be just costumes. If it was just costumes, they already did that with RE2 Remake and RE3 Remake. It's going to be literal microtransactions. So,
All right, we got a short one coming up now. It's a short little story. But I think it was an interesting one. James Gunn shut down all the scoopers.
This is hilarious.
So I don't know if you guys are into the whole rumors, the scoops. But James Gunn recently on Twitter said the following. Anyone who says they know anything about anything in the future DCU is bullshitting. Because right now, that's truly only me and Peter, as in Peter Safran. So, all these scoopers going out there telling you that they got inside sources into the DCU. They know when Superman's coming back. They know when the Justice League is coming back. What's going to happen with the next movie? What movies they're planning.
When the Ayer cut is coming out.
Yeah. James Gunn saying, These guys don't know shit. I think he went on to further say, unless they're tapping my phone, nobody knows anything but me and Peter.
That's so funny.
I call bullshit on that. The people above him and Peter Safran must know.
There's no
as
one
well.
above them.
No, I mean the what is it? Warner Discovery, is that the company?
Yeah.
He
But they
must
gave
know
him full
me.
control. They said that they're
But
basically...
surely he hasn't said just go and do what you want. Here's a checkbook. Here's a checkbook. Hulk Hogan, crack on. Sign who you want. That's never went bad before, has it? No,
Nah.
he knows what's going on. Surely he knows what's going on.
I think that it's one of those situations where, like, here's DC, figure out what you want to do, and then let us know. And I don't think they've let them know yet, is what they're saying. Like, we haven't even let anybody know yet what the plans are, right?
Because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people speculating about they know who the DCEU Batman's going to be, and there were some people saying that they thought Matt Reeves was going to get to carry on doing what he was doing on his own without any interference from James Gunn. But James Gunn is saying that no, the Batman's fallen under us as well. Everything does. So now they're worried about that.
So he says,
disappearing.
This is what he said today. He said, I think I answered this yesterday, but no. Unless someone is wiretapping my and Peter's private conversation, no one knows about any project or any casting beyond what's already been filmed or filming besides us. So there you go.
And I like that he answers these questions just to shut people up. Otherwise, it'd just be rampant speculation constantly.
Super Scooper is the only person in the know because he does work in the offices. So he's listening.
Mad Max knows.
Yeah, Mad Max. So, all these Scoopers, all these people out there telling you, the Grace Randolphs, the Syl Abduls, the Mikey Suttons, the Geekosities, the Cosmic Book News, and Giant Freaking Robot. They're just pulling shit out of their ass. They're just saying things that sound good, right? They sound good. But that's all it is. They're just selling you bullshit. They're using your own naivety and your own desire to know, to be in the know, to make money off you. They're just a bunch of grifters. So anybody saying they got the inside track on the DCU, James Gunn says no.
You're all fucking no better than what's his name, Mike Zero.
Yeah,
bullshitters.
Grifters, just pure grifters.
Yeah.
So don't be Mike Zero. Like I said, it's a short story, but it's a short and sweet one. James Gunn said,
Are we looking forward to James Gunn's DCEU, or how are we feeling about that? I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to his hopeful Superman.
I was never a big DC fan. I always say that. But I do like James Gunn's work on the Guardians. And I liked his Suicide Squad.
I'm not a huge DC fan overall, but my favourite character is Batman. So I'm looking forward to him doing something good with Batman. I don't want there to be 6 or 7 Batmen. That's kind of pissing me off. I do want to see Keaton have his go at it again, just to see what that would be like. But it's too bad Armie Hammer was a bad lad, because he would have made it. I know he suited up at one point and there was a photo of him and stuff, but I thought he would have made a great Batman. Too bad he's an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, I think James Gunn does good with obscure characters.
Well, that's what he's leaning towards, because he's tweeted out a picture of Mr. Terrific and who else?
Lobo.
Somebody else. Lobo. I think he's. Am I right in thinking that the rumor is Jason Momoa is going to go Lobo now?
Jason Momoa did an interview in an Italian magazine / YouTube channel, and they asked him if there was anybody else that you wanted besides Black Manta to be the villain, and he said Lobo, and then that got mistranslated to Jason Momoa preferred to be Lobo over Aquaman.
But Jason Momoa as Lobo would make so much sense.
It would, but I think that maybe we're going to see Lobo show up in Aquaman 3.
It would be cool if it was Jason Momoa playing both parts.
That would be cool. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to see what happens. But now we got a controversy going on in the Japanese gaming scene because Yuji Naka was arrested. You might remember Yuji Naka as the guy behind Balan Wonderworld, who was suing Square Enix for that whole fiasco. He also was the co-creator of Sonic.
Yeah.
Now he's been a bad boy. Sonic co-creator Yuji Naka, among former Square Enix employees arrested over Dragon Quest-related insider trading. They are alleged to have bought stock in developer right before the public announcement it would make a Dragon Quest spinoff. Update. Oh, we got an update. Fuji News Network is now reporting that Yuji Naka, co-creator of Sonic the Hedgehog and director of Balan Wonderworld, has been arrested by the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office in connection with the insider trading case. Like the two previously arrested suspects, Naka is accused of buying shares in Aiming Co. before it was revealed that the developer was taking on a lucrative contract to make a Dragon Quest mobile game. In Naka's case, he allegedly bought around 10,000 shares, roughly worth 2.8 million yen. It has not been disclosed whether Naka or the other suspects sold their shares. And here comes the original story. So it says, on November 17th, Japanese outlet Automaton reported that two Square Enix employees had been arrested by Tokyo police on suspicion of insider trading. The arrest is in relation to money they invested in a third-party developer, Aiming Co., ahead of the public reveal that it would work on the mobile Dragon Quest spinoff, Dragon Quest Tact, which released in 2020. Look, guys, if you're going to do insider trading, don't buy the shit yourself, right? Like, if I was going to do an insider trading, I'd, like, call a second cousin or something to buy some shares.
I just looked up the exchange. It's like $20,000. It's not even worth it. Surely he's got more money kicking about being the co-creator of Sonic.
Yeah, but it's $20,000 that he invested. But when the stock blows up, then it's going to turn into like $200,000.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to go and do this, you may as well pump all your money into it if you know that the stock's going to go up.
Distant Earth is a little behind, but he says they should get Namor to be Aquaman and Momoa should be Lobo.
No.
All right. Automaton identifies the employees as Fumiaki Suzaki and Tazuki Sasaki, alternately Sasaki. The two men have technical production credits and special thanks on a number of high-profile Square Enix games, including Dragon Quest XI, Final Fantasy XIV, and Nier Automata. Sasaki and Suzuki were allegedly aware of Aiming Co.'s unannounced collaboration with Square Enix through internal sources when they purchased 47 million yen, around $335,000 worth of Aiming Co. stock. Given the Dragon Quest series' massive popularity, especially in Japan, the investment would presumably have a lucrative payoff, with Aiming Co.'s value increasing as soon as the high-profile project was announced. So these guys invested $335,000. And what did Yuki roughly 2.8 million yen worth? What's the you said it was only 20,000? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, 2.8 million yens translating to 19,900 US dollars, so it's about $28,000. Unless I've missed a zero. No, 2.8 million, yeah. So if they've put 335.
Yeah, 2.8 million would be $19,000.
So they put 350.
They put $335,000, so that would be
47 million yen.
Yeah,
that's many yen.
That's many yen. On November 17th, Square Enix released a public statement on the matter. The company said it will fully cooperate with the investigation to clarify the facts. Square Enix has also stated that it is taking disciplinary action against the former employees. How could you take disciplinary action against former employees? They got doctor pay. They're gonna take away their vacation. Hey, you can't go in the break room anymore.
They may be on some kind of fuck knows. How do you do it? If they're going to prison.
But that's what I'm saying. Like these are former employees, right? We're gonna like disciplinary actions like docking pay.
Yeah. If you go to
making them-
prison, any fucking action that anybody takes against you at that point is irrelevant.
They're like, look, they can't go to prison because they got to clean up the break room once a
Yeah.
week. That's their punishment, right? Like, and
When you get back, you're fired.
No, you get 2 weeks off without pay. And went on to assert that it will strengthen its internal measures to detect and prevent insider trading by employees. $335,000 is absolutely a life-changing amount of money for an individual, but it strikes me as a paltry amount in the world of high finance and billion-dollar video game studio acquisitions.
This is what I mean. But it's pointless, isn't it? It doesn't feel like it was worth doing.
I can almost imagine an Office Space style situation where 2 mid-level Square employees coming up with a scheme to make some extra money in the shadow of corporate profits. Whatever the case may be, this is a developing story, and thus far, the first instance I know of where Dragon Quest was involved in an alleged financial crime.
They've got to make that movie. They've got to make an Office Space type movie based on a Japanese gaming company. I would do the accents, but I don't want to get cancelled.
Potion Sword says, who does Yuji Naka think he is? Nancy Pelosi? Oof.
Bob is taking a break to argue with Blinded Braille here in the chat.
Yeah, I see that.
Sorry.
You
That's
guys,
all right.
you guys,
You missed an obvious joke though. That investment was a 10x return, more than.
It quite possibly was 10x.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't see why they would do it for little amounts, or why Yuji would. It's weird. It's weird. There's got to be more to it than this.
It seems there must be something else because it doesn't seem worth the risk.
Unless we find out that Yuji Naka is the Tommy Tallarico of Japan and he's just been lying about all of his accolades.
Yeah.
We're going to check, like, wait a minute, he never was
First
on
Japanese
Sonic.
guy to work on a Sonic game.
Yeah. He never worked on Sonic. What? So, yeah. I don't know why he would do it, especially for such a low amount.
He says, I was the co-creator, and it turns out it was what's the other guy's name that Tommy keeps taking credit from, the musician?
Joey. It's always Joey.
Yeah. There's another guy like a Joey, a Japanese Joey.
It's always Miyamoto. Tommy Umiko says Office Spacesu.
Office of Special.
And we're canceled.
No, that's how you say it. I'm not. I know some Japanese. That's how you say it.
All right.
Prove me wrong.
We got people still fighting in the comments over what is a fighting game. I mean, I guess any game technically where you fight is a fighting game, right?
Technically, yes. But I mean,
But colloquially, when you say it colloquially, in a gaming vernacular, a fighting game is a one-on-one or team versus team fight.
Blinded is saying case closed now, Bob.
I don't think it's case closed. It's not a case closed situation because
that's it. So it's
the discussion isn't whether Sifu is a fighting game, because it's not. The discussion should be the naming convention of the categories for these awards. Should it be best fighting game when you're including clearly a game which is not a fighting game? It's a beat 'em up.
Do you know it's bad enough when
A fighting game has Ryu and Kevin, and the Dragon King.
It's bad enough when Blinded Braille starts attacking people in the chat. It's worse when one of our own panel starts attacking one of the other members of the panel who has
Who's
lost
in
his
the chat?
voice
Yeah.
and can't appear on the panel.
It makes it so much easier for me to win.
Well, yeah, you just shout them down, innit? He'll get you back though, Bob.
I'll get you back. All right, we're down to our last.
He'll wait till you sleep in, and then he'll have a go at you.
Our last little segment of the evening. Wasn't a lot of news this week. The weekly polls. So yes, I am playing Hades in the morning some days, but next week I'll be playing more Arkham Knight. Hopefully, it actually works. I don't have to do like 6 or 7 different uploads. So I'm sorry if you see like 3 or 4 live streams that start and then like end 15 minutes later or like a minute later. YouTube's been acting funny. But I said, what's up, meatbags? Quick question. Which game is better, Hades or Enter the Gungeon? 47 votes. Not a lot of votes this week. The choices were Hades, Gungeon, they both rock equally, or they both stink. 17% said they both suck. 11% said they were equal in their rockness. 15% said enter the Gungeon, Bob. Only 15%.
Oh dear, Crimea River, Gary. Your shitty game ain't good.
And then 57% said Hades. I agree. I tend to agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. So I debated Little Movie Perp. That was a fiasco.
Yeah, I saw bits of that. That was a
I couldn't.
nightmare.
I watched the start of it, and honestly, I gotta be honest with you, Tony. I couldn't be bothered watching it all.
I don't blame you. The question is, do you want to see more debates, discussions on the channel? 90 votes. 61% said yes. 39% said no.
I do. I didn't vote, but I do. As long as you get DJC, and it's you and him 1-on-1. Make that happen, Tony.
I'll try. And of course, I reminded you in case you missed it, my Andy Signor video. All right. Should we cover the video game awards this year? 45% said yes. 25% said no. And 30% said, well, if you want to. 103 votes. It looks like, gentlemen, we're covering the video game awards.
If
I
we're
know the
covering
whelming 75% votes.
What's that?
if we're covering the nominations for it, we may as well cover the awards itself.
And that was it. That's it for the polls this week. Kind of a tame week.
Yeah.
Chupacabra says, DJC says he doesn't take sides and has never attacked anybody.
Receipts,
Okay.
Tony, fill them up.
We don't need to. We've all seen the video.
No, we've seen it. He's still worth a debate, though. If he wants to talk to you, he should talk to you.
I don't know if he does, though.
Not at the moment, he doesn't, but I hope he will eventually.
You think
Short
he's
of
going to
getting
eventually get there?
Yeah, short of getting another. Now, I don't know if he'll eventually get there, but there'll come a point where he has to jump off the wagon, if you know what I'm saying.
No, there isn't.
Come on, Bob. I mean, you can't. If the company goes bankrupt, you can't hold out hope that it's going to come eventually, that somebody's going to step in and
No,
revive.
but he
Maybe
could be
he
like,
can.
oh, well, they
Maybe he
tried.
can.
They didn't succeed. Oh, well. Never. Too bad. Too bad. So sad. Another day. On with Amico forever.
I think he'll probably try and revive it, to be honest.
You think so?
Revive
right.
what?
The Amico.
So we're about to go. It was a nice, swift show, under 2 hours. I'm feeling a little under the weather, a little grumpy today, so there'll be no after show today. No, nothing like that. Maybe later, if I'm feeling better, I'll fire up the PlayStation 5 and stream something, or Bob will stream something. But in the meantime, if you're looking for something to do, if you want to go somewhere to congregate, have some fun, well, future guest on the channel, Mint Salad, is actually playing games right now. And I will put the link in the chat for you guys to go over there. Say hello. Make sure you let her know that Tony and the Geek Getaway guys said hello. She's playing a little Pokemon. I know you guys like the Pokemans. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here.
Sorry, Tony, is that the shitty Pokemon that Blinded hates?
Yeah, it's a new one. The one that just came out. Bob, you can stream this L.
Do this, L, yeah.
Oof.
All right, everybody. Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.